A fantastic play by Mahibon Loy. That's a Golden Spikes play by the best shortstop in the country.
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 91 days.
Brady stands in from the left side. The pitch is coming. Swinging a fly ball to left field. Hit pretty well. Going back is Napolitan. That ball's gone. That's a grand slam home run. Brady Toops just hit a grand slam home run.
It's not easy to get to a regional. I know that there's teams that do it a lot, seem to do it every year, but you still have to fight your way through it. And everybody has a different road. Feel good where we are right now and really glad to be at home.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, helping you make sure you get the right coverage at the right price. Our Best Bank. Since 1961, Our Best Bank has been committed to its local communities. Our Best is ready to help. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Get Game Day ready at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Regional tees, jerseys, and bases loaded hats. 989 Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
The 2-0 to Charlie Welch. Swung on and belted. Way back to left field. You gotta get out of here. Go crazy at Baum Walker. Go nuts. Does he have it? There's your regional. The Razorbacks are moving on to the Supers. Oh no! Battles deep into the night. That's left the stadium entirely.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Well, the road continues a little earlier than expected. 7 o'clock will be the first pitch later on tonight in Baum Walker Stadium against the Creighton Blue Jays. If you haven't heard or you missed it, Kansas has been eliminated of the regional after a 4-3 loss to North Dakota State earlier today. So the 4 seed ends up being the 2 seed. Jayhawks going back to Lawrence, and you got the team that plays baseball in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just assumed since Kansas was the 2 seed, they were going to be the better team other than Arkansas, but that's not always the case. Creighton definitely looks the part right now.
Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 877-377-6963. Was it 10-4 last night?
Yeah, like 11, maybe 11-4.
11-4.
Something like that.
They managed, I do remember it was double-digit runs, 10 or 11, whatever it was. Regardless, that's your opponent later on tonight. Zach Root will be Arkansas starting pitcher for Dave Van Horn and the Razorbacks, so you know that setup and everything else. What happens? Are you nervous? Do you feel confident heading into tonight? What do you think about this matchup with a team that's playing for its coach, being that this is his last year? These are last few games. However long or short of a postseason that may be when this season is over, his season as the Creighton Blue Jays head coach is over.
I've thought about that, what Creighton's playing for, but I also think, what is Arkansas playing for? Their coach. They're playing for their coach. Every year there's pressure on Arkansas, and I'm sure this team wants to win one for Dave and everybody else, but to me that's good enough motivation right there for Arkansas. But this is pretty simple tonight. If Zach Root pitches like we know he can, and he normally does, we're going to win because he doesn't give up a lot of runs usually.
Yeah, very capable pitcher, first team All-SECer that has had a good season, a really good season thus far for the Razorbacks. All right, games yesterday. We were talking about Wright State. Christian, I don't know if we jinxed them or what, but they ended up falling 4-3 to Vanderbilt yesterday.
Well, they left that guy in a little too long. I know he had a no-hitter going, but come on now. You got to – I don't know. You just gotta play to win in that scenario. He'd given up a home run, and I think they just kind of kept him in a little too long. But yeah, I guess we did jinx him because the bats really woke up.
Murray State beats Ole Miss. That was an upset.
I enjoyed that.
In Oxford, Tennessee moves on to beat Miami and Ohio. Oklahoma beats Nebraska. Mississippi State beats Northeastern. No surprise, LSU beats Little Rock. Unfortunately, I was hoping that the Trojans would get that one. Auburn beats Central Connecticut. So some of the games again yesterday. As far as today is concerned, right now Florida is up on Mississippi State 2-1. Duke leading Georgia 3-1. Tennessee up on Cincinnati 3-0. And then you've got a couple games that have not started yet, and then one that's also going to be coming down the pipe with Oklahoma and North Carolina as well. Finals today include Florida beating Fairfield 17-2, Kentucky defeating South Carolina upstate. Alabama goes down to Southern Miss, and then Ole Miss defeats Western Kentucky.
We've got a football score with Little Rock and Rhode Island. It's 21-10.
Wow.
That looks like a football score.
Who's up, the Rams or the Trojans? Okay, let's go, Little Rock. Keep it going, Euler. Keep it going on that. So that's kind of currently what's happening in college baseball, particularly in the Southeastern Conference today. That's SEC teams. Christian, any games stand out yesterday just from that you saw that maybe an outcome or two surprised you during day one action?
Oregon lost to Utah Valley, and Oregon's a pretty stout team. Southern Miss lost to Columbia, but they got the win today. Alabama's out. They eliminated the Crimson Tide. Cal Poly actually eliminated Oregon today as well. TCU went 2 and done. Wake Forest hangs on to beat Miami of Ohio 14-13. It looks like, Tennessee's up 3-0 right now in Cincinnati. It kind of looks like we kind of know the situation there. And then, Florida State, Mississippi State 2-1. And then Little Rock, I mentioned 21-10 over Rhode Island in the top of the 9th inning. So Little Rock's going to get a postseason win, it looks like.
All right, Chris in Springdale texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, just saying hi. He's ready for the game here in about an hour. Ryan Prairie Grove said, let's go and move on to the next one. And then Rusty on our YouTube channel feels confident right now. I think when it comes to Arkansas and what they have tonight, you managed 9 hits yesterday, which is not bad. Obviously, as a team with the hitting accomplishments that they've had this season, you expect more than 9 hits and 6 runs. But you're going to have to probably do more to that against Creighton, who, again, managed double digits yesterday. And I think if you're Zach Root, similar to Jimenez, who didn't necessarily get that run support as much as he maybe would have liked early, you're hoping you get some of that from your offense if you're Zach Root heading into this one.
You're hoping in a game like tonight, you're not having to score a bunch of runs, because that's usually not what it takes when Zach Root's on the mound. It's usually you kind of, he's probably going to give up maybe 3 runs at the most. Typically, he had a kind of uncharacteristic outing in Hoover, and that's not normally what we see out of him. It'd be nice to get a bunch of runs tonight. Creighton can hit the ball a little bit, but it's all about Zach Root and how he starts the game tonight. I hate to make it about him, but it really is, because he's going to dictate the flow of the game.
Well, we hear the conch today. The last time I heard a conch, when I think about that, I think Lord of the Flies. For those that have had to read that book, I know it was required reading for a lot of, I feel like, curriculum growing up, in whether it was middle school or high school. That was something I feel like you had to take in and watch. We're talking about the pitching a little bit. Parker Coyle and Landon Bottle, we're talking about just their outings yesterday, how Arkansas only used 3 pitchers, Aiden, Parker, and then Landon, so didn't use a lot yesterday, which hopefully serves them better tonight.
It's big. First game, obviously winning, save some guys for tomorrow's game, and hopefully get off to a hot start and keep it going. But, the main job today was just kind of keeping it where it was and eating up some innings and giving us a chance to save some guys for tomorrow.
Parker and Jimmy got us off good, and then me being able to go out and make sure we didn't use another arm helps us tomorrow and the next day. So,
who do we see after Root? I'm assuming Gackle. That's what's typically it's been. Hopefully Zach can give you at least 5, maybe even 6 innings later on tonight. I would guess Gabe Gackle is the guy that
he's fresh. I would assume that. We go to Gackle, and unless we have like a sizable lead, like 8-run lead, something like that, which I don't expect that tonight, but it'd be nice for sure. And Bryce in Farmington wants our home run prediction. I'm going to go with Wahiwa Aloy.
I think that would make it number 19 for him. He's close to that 20 mark.
I feel like he's kind of due for one.
Robinette hasn't hit the ball, I know, as well as he's probably liked. So I'm going to say he heats up a little bit, and you see a Reese Robinette bomb later on tonight. That's what I'm hoping. Being Clarksville adding in, by the way, Christian, that the conch sounds like his wife after the baked beans that they ate. last night. Hopefully she's okay.
She's not listening. Hopefully she's not.
Yeah, that too. Hey, it's Arkansas Game Day. It's brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Arvest Bank, and the Stadium Shop on Razorback. We've got more to get to. One more segment, then we'll hand the microphones over to our friends Phil Elson and Bubba Carpenter for the Learfield pregame. More Arkansas Game Day when we return.
He sits on the breaking ball and drills it to left field.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, and by Arvest Bank.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth.
And we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Hey, where's Matt?
Beer hats here. Come get your bases loaded beer hats here.
Matt, what are you doing?
Well, with how well the baseball team's doing, I thought I'd make sure that the fans know where they can get those famous yellow hats.
Not only do we have the beer hats, but we also have the team hats and jerseys to match.
So I guess you could say when it comes to Razorback baseball, we have all the bases covered.
You really hit it out of the park with that one.
Yeah, a real grand slam of a pun.
Definitely not a strikeout.
Anyway, Hog fans, if you're looking for something with a hog on it, come by the Stadium Shop on Razorback at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville.
That's right. Or you can go to their websites, www.
Dad, I think what you mean to say is our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
And whether it's a shirt, pool table, or anything in between, come by the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
The Stadium Shop is the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in the country.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
It's Arkansas Game Day. The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off, or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Old Ford Days action begins Memorial Day, and the Old Ford Days official merchandise is ready for you at Jelco Outdoors. Ball caps, t-shirts, koozies, drinkware, and more. Check out the selection of cowboy hats, boots, shirts, and belts. Hot buys on Ariat and Wrangler jeans. Buy 2 pair and get a 3rd pair free, plus a free Old Ford Days rodeo cap with purchase. Go to the Old Ford Days Rodeo in style. Check out the Old Ford Days official merchandise at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Camus bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Copers.com. That's COPATRS.com. Copers Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner. Because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Swimming with the fishes.
This is great. This is the best thing we're going to do today.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
We got a couple responses to the question that Bruce in Farmington asked. Who's going yard tonight? He says Brent Iredale. Chris in Springdale is also saying Brent Iredale expected to have a big game for the Arkansas Razorbacks tonight. B in Clarksville says Justin Thomas Jr. He likes him to have an outstanding game tonight. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open 877-377-6963. Here on Arkansas Game Day, Big C, Ty Richardson. We're brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley. You can call Chris at 479-646-6792 or email him, cdooley@shelterinsurance.com for your insurance needs in Fort Smith and all surrounding areas. Arvest Bank, since 1961, they've been committed to local communities. They're ready to help. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Always found at 989 Razorback Road and online at shoponrazorback.com. That's SHOPPE on Razorback.com. Bases loaded hats. I know a lot of you maybe be driving right now to the game. Well, you've got time for a pit stop. Stop by and see Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Bases loaded hats, baseball jerseys, regional t-shirts, and more. Regular price. Listen to this. Buy one regular price clothing item. Get the second one, equal or lesser value, half off. Hats, jerseys included. The Stadium Shop on Razorback. Matt Hallop's after the game.
Things have to happen in the postseason that haven't been happening all season. I think it's the first game Cheese has finished. Great job by Landon. That's the most pitches that Coyle's thrown in a game this season.
Roles are still changing at this point. I don't know how many. I personally didn't expect to see Landon Bottleshees coming out of the bullpen
weird.
yesterday.
That's what comes to mind.
Yeah,
and to do things unconventionally.
I mean, they went small ball yesterday.
Well, we talked about it. We've been working on it a lot, especially the last few weeks, because we just feel like these games are going to be tight. You're going to have to lay down a bunt, sack bunt, advance runner, just kind of build a lead or try to catch up. I thought Thomas laid down a really good bunt today, and then obviously the push bunt, and showed it a couple other times. At the very least, it gets the corner guys up a little bit. Maybe you can hit it by them. So it's definitely a weapon, but it's something at this time of year because the games are so magnified, win and loss, that, you got to be able to do some of these things.
We always joke leading into football season when you play a lesser opponent. For example, Alabama and A&M on August the 30th. Bobby Petrino and Sam Pittman are not going to pull out the full arsenal, the full complement of plays against that team. They're not going to probably do either against Arkansas State. Might have to against Ole Miss. That's just the degree of opponent. Not that you haven't been playing talented opponents, Big C, in the Southeastern Conference, but now it's the postseason, and there might be a thing or two like the small ball, maybe pulling Landon Bottleshees in a closing situation that they haven't necessarily seen that you have confidence in.
Oh, the room for error is so small in the postseason because you have one bad inning. It can be hard to recover from, and the guys yesterday that came on the mound, it's like they knew what they had to do. They came in, they were focused, and they were really sharp. And we're going to need that again tonight. We're going to need Zach Root to come out and have his good stuff. He may not need his best stuff tonight, but he needs his A- stuff at the least. And I think if if he's able to come out and limit the damage, I think the offense will get going. I saw a stat, I think, where, if Arkansas falls behind, several runs, that's kind of when they struggle, and that's when they lose. But if they are leading after like the 6th or 7th, they're pretty much dynamite.
Locked it in for a win. Milk Toast texted in, Big Country, he's open for a good game. Ross in Paris just wants to dominate tonight. That's how he sees and hopes tonight's game happens. And then Ryan in Prairie Grove also texting in that they're getting sneaky hot. Sneaky hot. I don't know if he's talking about Arkansas baseball or if he's talking about Creighton tonight, who won pretty handily yesterday. And for those that missed it, the Kansas Jayhawks have been eliminated from the Fayetteville Regional. North Dakota State sent them home packing to Lawrence. The Bison will play the loser of the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Creighton Blue Jays tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I don't know. I know there was a game time shift today. I don't know if that would happen tomorrow.
Yes.
Did you see a reason? I looked and I glossed, so maybe I didn't fully dive in, but I glossed over. I didn't see anything of why they moved the game up. Is there? Because I don't think there's weather tonight. Is there?
I don't think so. Yeah, I was curious when you told me that why they would have done it. I mean, I'm okay with
sunny.
it personally, but it's just
It's
why I just didn't know why they would set it at 8 and then change it.
Don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I don't know many Arkansas fans that aren't happy about them moving. 7's just kind of like the sweet spot.
Yeah.
I feel like 7's a good spot to be in and everything else. Speaking of sweet spot, speaking of good spots, I know it was really cool for the youth baseball team that I guess Vahibo Lloyd used to play for. We were talking about it yesterday. The young men were at the stadium shop. Really, they're kids because they're like probably 13, 14 years old. First time in Arkansas for a lot of them. I think it was the first time in the United States. Their first game in Baum-Walker Stadium. Vahibo Lloyd talked about it yesterday and just the experience those kids get to have.
I played with Colorado baseball growing up when I was younger, and just them coming out here and supporting us is very cool. They brought a lot of kids from different outlets, so I wish I had that growing up. Them being able to come to Arkansas, see what all the hype is about and what SEC baseball is about. The kids that are going to have like a little bit of this taste, this feeling in a regional playoff, so it's going to be a good experience for them.
And
I bet that's some sneaky motivation for the Lloyd brothers.
100%. I mean, when you've got
nothing else.
Yeah. Think about and like Max Fletcher, who a former Australian punter at Arkansas, whose family would only get to come over a certain number of games, and then you think about guys that play in California or that are from California, whose parents don't get to make it out for every game, and I couldn't tell you if Mr. Lloyd is getting a chance to watch his two sons. I know he's probably pumped that both his sons are not only having great seasons, but on the same baseball team. He's not one of them's not having to go to Salt Lake City to get over to Provo, and then the other is trying to get to Fayetteville to come here to Arkansas. But I know that's got to be a cool thing for all those kids that experienced Arkansas baseball for the first time yesterday. I'm going to expect, and not that I don't want to make light of the crowd yesterday, but still, it was 2 o'clock. It was a Friday. Not everyone can get off, even if you have tickets and whatnot. You're trying to make it the game. Maybe you showed up late, but this crowd tonight is hopefully just going to have a huge impact in favor of the Arkansas Razorbacks when this thing gets going in about 35 minutes from now. Again, Phil Elson and Bubba Carpenter will fall. Just a reminder, me and Big C will be on Hog Reaction after the game. I know many of you will have takes, whether good, whether bad, regardless of what happens tonight, and hopefully it's good. We need, again, Zach Root to get – he's struggled last two, but then he had his best start of the season, maybe in his career, 3 starts ago. So you're hoping to find more of that middle ground, more of that sweet spot for Zach Root, and I would guess Gackle would follow him a little bit. I got a text, I guess it was yesterday here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline from, I think it was Robert, if I remember that right. There are some guys that are struggling a little bit right now. Logan Maxwell's still dealing with that injury. I know Justin Thomas has not maybe hit the ball as much as he's wanted to. I was talking about Reese Robinette earlier. I'm hoping he's the one that goes off tonight, and even Brent Iredale not necessarily hitting his one. Some guys are going through some dry spells, and you're hoping this kind of is it kind of catapults them.
It's a chance for someone else to step up tonight. You know, Kojal did it yesterday. As long as you got one or two guys that are seeing the ball well, maybe 3. That's usually a good recipe for success.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully the case. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Arkansas Game Day. Again, presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Arvis Bank, and the Stadium Shop on Razorback. We'll be here tomorrow as well, hopefully a little later on in the day if Arkansas wins tonight. Coming up, Phil Elson, Bubba Carpenter. They'll get you ready for this game in Baum-Walker Stadium. Another regional, I think 6 of the last 7, if I remember that correctly, have been played regional-wise here at Baum-Walker Stadium, with the exception of 2022, and then, of course, 2020. You didn't have a season or a postseason in that case. So that's going to do it for us. For Christian Johnson, I'm Ty Richardson. Keep it right here on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and our Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
Sits on the